boundaries that we've created in the healthcare system.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Now, one of the barriers can sometimes be cost. So can we touch base on that from your perspective, and then of course Dr. Seeley?
MapleSoft is a hub intended to help people navigate and to regain some type of control. We offer those services for free, and they don't require referral. Now, the community is what makes this possible, because all of the fundraising events that we organize at the Cancer Foundation, the Run for Dad, and all these other things throughout the year is what funds the programs. It's by the community for the community, which in and of itself is empowering, I think. Yeah.
So it's very important that people learn about the events. You've just recently had the Bust a Move with
Yeah.
Richard Simmons.
that was incredible. Yeah.
Did you wear shorts standing beside him?
No, I didn't actually. I didn't. No.
And what are your events that are up and coming?
Well, we have an annual tradition on Father's Day, which is the Ultimate Run for Men's Cancers, Ultimate Run, and we have a number of golf tournaments and different activities throughout the year. It's best way to find out is to go to our website, which is www.ottawacancer.ca.
And I think it's important that people understand you don't need to be a marathoner, you don't need
No.
to be somebody who runs a lot.
No.
These are family-friendly events. Our family typically does the Alterna run, and it's just, we're just doing it as a family.
That event is such an amazing, it's a feel-good event. It's the morning of Father's Day. People come as families. We have pancakes, we have fun, and and then you go eat some more of a brunch with the rest of your family.
Exactly.
Why are pancakes always associated with father?
I don't know.
It's true.
What did you have this morning for breakfast?
It wasn't pancakes.
It was
I
close.
like cooking
It was
pancakes,
close.
so it's true. It's good.
Yeah, I think there's something about pancakes and dads and
Yeah.
home and
Yeah,
Sunday,
yeah.
something about that.
It's tradition.
So Dr. Seeley, in terms of the expense for patients, can you help people navigate that concept?
Yeah, it's a really important concept for sure in terms of complementary medicine, because it is often fee for service. It's not covered by OHIP. We at the Ottawa Integrative Cancer Centre, we are not for profit. We're associated actually with the Canadian College of Naturopathic Medicine. They provide the governance for us, and so we are aiming to provide a certain level of subsidized care, and it's something that we're fundraising for as well. But we're, rather than profits being driven into some private corporation or members, we're driving back any sort of surplus, if you will, into providing more subsidized care and also into research. So it's a nice to have that model and the support from the college in Toronto, and it's something that we're I think we do exist to some degree in a two-tiered system in Canada, although. Government-funded care is a core principle for Canadian healthcare, which is fantastic. Obviously dollars can only go so far, so difficult to get onto that funding. I think that what we provide is actually a more proactive, preventative care, and there would be cost effectiveness and cost savings that could be achieved. But we're a ways away from that. But subsidized care is
and that's what research shows, is that if we work preventatively, of course, we have to spend less, and many people may have third-party insurance coverage as well.
Absolutely, there is that, and Ottawa is a good place for that, for sure.
Exactly.
Yeah.
What are the 5-year goals of the OICC?
Good question. We're very much in our early days right now, and
Just
we're just opened in November 2011, and we're expanding as of this summer. And so right now we're in a place in Hintonburg, but we're looking to expand into a purpose-built center down the road. So we're looking to do a large fundraising campaign over the next few years for that.
Excellent. So again, if you hear OICC and fundraising, make sure you join in, or MapleSoft Center. We have a couple of email questions. So this one's for you, Linda. Sure. Julie asks, I don't live in the Ottawa region. She lives in Manitoba, but would like to get support through my cancer therapy. Where is the first place I should look for integrative approaches?
In Manitoba?
Yeah, so throughout Canada,
Yeah.
where else can people look?
We're a bit of a unique organization in
Yes.
Ottawa. You can call your cancer center. I would suggest that that's probably the number one, the first place to start.
Excellent.
In other parts of the country, there's in the integrative health in BC is Inspire Health, and we have Wellspring and Gilda's houses. But your cancer center should be able to direct you.
Yes.
Yeah.
And thank you. And another question, Gary asks, I noticed you talked about how people speak to their children about the whole process. So Gary asks, how can I teach my kids about cancer without scaring them?
Yeah, that's a tough question. I think it's really depends on the child himself, obviously, and the age of the child. There are certainly resources and there are books that are available to help guide children through from their own perspective, so they can see it, not from the overwhelming perspective of maybe the delivery that an adult might give, but there's ways of couching it for kids, and I think looking for resources for that.
So lastly, our quiz. This will just be
It's
easy.
a quiz.
A quiz.
Are you ready for
Number
that?
one,
No.
is
That's a trick.
inflammation related to the development of cancer? These are easy.
Sorry,
what?
I missed the end.
Inflammation.
Oh, yes.
Number two, do mushrooms have the ability to boost immunity?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. And number three, do certain foods have the ability to halt cancer cells? Yes, in test tube models. Yes.
I was going to
Dougal
let
is a
the doctor
researcher,
ripper.
so I know. Thank you very much, both of you, for all of your wonderful information, and you're very inspiring in the work that you do, so we wish you very well, and I'm sure we'll be seeing you again.
Thank you very much.
So, why do we need to be concerned? Well, today, 40% of Canadian women and 45% of men will develop cancer during their lifetimes. An estimated 1 out of every 4 Canadians is expected to die from cancer. What is exciting is that survival has increased for all cancers combined from 56% to 62% in the last decade. We are also pleased that there is a collaboration of traditional medical approaches and integrative approaches. Dr. Shailendra Verma, medical oncologist at the Ottawa Hospital, notes, far too long, disciplines have worked in isolation without communication, and our patients have often felt caught between differing therapeutic philosophies, often to their detriment. This is a wonderful initiative. An integrative program will help provide a much-needed bridge. As we close our show, I'll leave you with another tip on anthocyanidins that can be found in blueberries and blackberries. The ellagic acid found can help all 4 pillars of cancer prevention. They are antioxidants, help destroy cancer cells, again a process called apoptosis, help stop blood supply, and they are anti-inflammatory, and again lastly they boost immunity. I like to call berries nature's candy, so share some with your kids today to help teach them that treats don't have to come in a wrapper. For more on the Maple Soft Centre, go to ottawacancer.ca. I'm naturopathic Dr. Joelle, heading out for a walk in the park now. Take care, and we'll see you next week on our show on